TheSmartLocal.com.
Don't talking.
Be considerate.
Welcome to another episode of Coffee Break, where we get the most intellectual people in TSL to talk about current affairs.
Open.
Sus!
Army.
Yes.
It's a jockey cat.
About a week ago, there was a 23-year-old NSF who shot himself with his service revolver. Yeah, he was admitted to the hospital and then he died after 6 days. So recently, there was a girl who went for the boot camp. And then after that, she posted like a bunch of Insta stories saying how like guys who have a bad attitude towards NS like should not be tolerated, and she has suffered depression for 2 years and she would easily trade that to serve NS. Understandably, a lot of netizens are responding very badly towards that Insta story. Then you know meme dev,
I'm asking for
that's
Yeah.
every
boy memes.
yeah, so meme dev like they wrote this PSA. They said that like you shouldn't be using something that is a medical condition to be compared with something which is a stat obligation. So a lot of people are enraged, and now there are a lot of discussions about like mental health in NS, because the whole idea of it is that a lot of people like they talking, right? And then the culture has become so prevalent that people are no longer able to tell like whether or not somebody really has depression. So I realized that talking got a cheap English word. It's called malingering.
Yes.
Malingering.
Yeah, when I was googling, I saw. Yeah, so in her words, she said that finding ways to avoid and give minimal effort is disgusting. I lost 2 years of my youth to depression while the guys serve, and I would trade depression for NS anytime.
In any aspect, any industry, any company, I think there confirm are people like that one. Like you confirm got these slackers that obviously will make things slightly harder for other people, and that's just the way the world works. Not everybody has the same motivation levels as you. People have different purposes in life. I think it's very unfair to just target like NS lah.
But do you not realize that the woman who is posting this also suffers from depression? Obviously, she is making it about herself because she has gone through a difficult patch. This is no different than if somebody were to write like, oh, I was coping with like a good friend's death during the 2 years and I would trade that. It's just like a very emotionally charged statement, lor.
But I think the way it's delivered caused a lot of people to nitpick on the wrong point
Yeah.
and fight with her about that particular point about comparing it to mental illness and stuff like that lah.
I mean, the very act of submitting your pin IC is like giving up your identity. Like you're just a number, you're just
Yes.
a statistic to be part of something greater. And that is very difficult to wrap your head around. No matter which era, no matter what
Yeah.
age.
I feel that our system in NS has to rise with the occasion, right? To accommodate the new incoming generation. If you want to train soldiers, not hope that the soldiers can keep up.
In some sense, I read that they're taking to prevent these things from happening, right? Is to make sure that when they first enlist, all these problems are brought clearly to the medical officer lah.
Yeah, but I think this is a broader issue to do with mental health in general. So a lot of people, especially these young boys, right? Mental health is not something that's very easy to confront or to accept that you might have. So most of these people might probably don't even self-diagnose before they enter army, right? You know what I mean? Or even if they think they have, right? They are afraid to voice out that they have also. If not, they cannot judge all this kind of thing.
I think this also comes from, it becomes even more difficult when you come from a more challenging background. Some of them actually do have very genuine issues. The people who talking, right, will never ever consider this train of thought. They'll just think of themselves and be like, wow, hey, I managed to get out NS, wow,
They
what's
just want to get out.
There's
Correct.
this
And then, like-
incident in 2014 where someone wrote in detail how he managed to
Yeah.
talking, almost like a tutorial like
Correct.
that. So it
Sometimes
sort of
funny,
like normalizes and it trivializes the
Yeah.
act of doing that.
Do you think like someone with depression should still do NS? Because there was a case like the guy had said that he has depression, so he moved to PES E, right? But then even if when he was in PES E, right, his depression got much worse until eventually after like a few months he had to be exempted.
I think, right, for people with depression, they need to analyze it on a case by case basis, because this is where you require like specialist care.
Yeah, which is exactly what they are trying to work on now. Like, because some of the measures that they are putting in place in response to all these suicide cases, right, is that they are going to go through like basic training to understand, because maybe it's a lack of education. So once you know that somebody might be depressed, they will not assign them dangerous arms.
I've had dealt with like friends suicide before. So it's not necessarily being in army or like it's just in general lah. I think it's just the fact that these people feel very alone, and you never know if your actions help the person or not. But at the same time, it's like at least you try rather than in the end you regret or you feel guilty for not helping.
Yeah.
Actually, right, I ask you, do you all know like the numbers to like call?
No,
like
no,
in
no.
Singapore, if you have like, say you are dealing mental illness or something, right?
No, because I know that a lot of people, right,
Yeah.
who tell me that they have dealt with like mental illnesses, right, they say that these helplines don't work
Yeah.
for them.
Okay.
And I honestly feel that talking to your friend is much more effective than calling a mental helpline.
How much do you think visiting a psychiatrist or a psychologist costs?
It's damn
It's
expensive.
quite expensive.
I think one session
100 per
Okay.
hour or something like that. Yeah.
So right, I have a friend
Mm.
who went to a polyclinic. It's $20 per session,
Okay.
and you
for
can
the
go.
therapy.
Yeah, in
In a polyclinic.
in a polyclinic they have psychologists. $20 to $30 per session.
Yeah.
And they will have it with you as frequently as twice a month. So actually, I think a lot of people, like just based on this little survey, right, a lot of people think that getting help is very costly
Yeah.
and is very inaccessible. But the truth is that, right, most polyclinics in Singapore have it at those kind of prices. This, you didn't know this before. This is a very, very good opportunity and it's a platform to get help if you need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Therapy
Yeah.
is less accessible
Yeah.
because it requires you to have time and to pay. But this sort of like counselling, right? You just call. It's like, you know, last time primary school you got Tinker Friend, right? So this counselling thing, right? I've had friends who called and then the counsellor actually made them feel worse by making them feel like they're doubting their condition or like undermining their situation.
Okay.
But if you do know a friend who's in NS, you have to recognize that you are part of the support system.
If you don't support them, right, there's no one else to support around them, right? And then that is the reason why it triggers them to do
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
is like suicide or like, I don't know, hurt themselves in any way. And also like to take note that like if your therapist or if someone is not working out for you, right, you feel that the person is like what you say, the person make you feel worse about yourself, right? And it's like okay to change like a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like just stop.
Yeah, just stop it.
We all have to be more considerate of each other.
Yes. And
Yeah,
that's
so girls out there, if you're dating like people, boys in NS, right, don't break up with them.
And don't talking.
Thank you for watching this episode of Coffee Break. If you have any pressing topics that you would like us to discuss, you can leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, remember to like, share and subscribe and watch our other videos over here. Bye!